Kevin Sidebottom here. I'm a speaker, author, and trainer, and I go around and teach sales organizations and leadership teams on how to grow trust and influence with their customers and their team members so they can generate higher revenues and more profit. Today, we're going to talk about a passion of mine. Yep, that's the B word, budgets. How do we go and create a budget plan that actually works? Yeah, that's right. I've done this for over a decade. My wife and I have been doing it since we've been married. And I'm going to give you some tidbits on this video on how to go about casting your vision, creating a plan that works. And I'm going to also give you a class that will probably help you and learn more about budgeting and becoming more financially secure. Okay? And I'll share a funny story about when we first started doing our budgets together. So let's get into creating a budget that actually works, okay? What are the key components to that? Well, the first component is what's our vision? What are we trying to do? What's our overall objective, okay? Maybe it's to get out of debt. Yeah. Maybe it's to take a vacation. Maybe it's to be able to give more. Whatever your goal is, you guys got to part it right up here so that it's in full view of what we want to do for the future. What is this budget really going to do for us? Now, like an organization does, they actually have annual planning meetings and they go over their budgets, and they have budgets for marketing, for sales, for travel, all these things that they have listed out, so that way they have something to shoot for. We have to as well. So we literally need to go on and list out everything that we're trying to fund. Charitable giving, saving, retirement, kids' braces, kids' clothes, haircuts, food from the grocery store. If we want to go out to restaurants, we need to list out everything. Everything that we are going to pay for. Okay? We don't hide anything because that's just going to creep up and kill our budget. So we need to have a plan and list out every single thing that we buy. Now, a lot of people will come out and say, well, let's see here. What do I need to put in there for fuel and all that stuff? And they don't know the values. Well, I'm going to give you some insight on how you can figure that out. We can actually go through our monthly banking statements and add up all the times we went to the gas station or to a clothing store and everything. Or if we have credit cards, we can actually go into the credit card file and they actually tell us what we have purchased in what category, because they study us, because they want to know how to maneuver and how to sell to us. Okay, that's why they got the bigger buildings. They study us. Okay, so we need to study big businesses and function like them. We need to list everything out that needs to be budgeted. Okay, we list everything out. We've got our money down next to everything, and at the top we need to put in how much money we're taking in. So what I do, and I've done for over a decade, is put in a monthly budget. I get paid 2 times a month is what I do. So I list it out in 2 categories of when I need to have money and how long it's got to last me. So 2 periods, so about 15 days a month, I have to have money for each of those 2 pay periods. And then we're going to list out everything and see how much we're taking away from it. So if you use Excel, it's pretty easy. You're going to take and subtract the top cell, the bottom cell from the top cell, have it pulled down, and it's pretty simple. What that does for you, it actually sees how much you're spending. Now, your first couple budgets should actually be out on a piece of paper so you can actually work through this. Pain is good in this instance, yes, because now we actually see how much we're spending and where a couple categories that we're probably overspending that we didn't even know about. Once we do that, we can actually start functioning through our budgets and have a meeting. That's right, we need to have a meeting with our significant others. If we want to bring in the kids as well, we can. But we need to sit down with everybody that's going to be involved and talk about the budget and work through it. So basically, because our kids are young, my wife and I sit down and do our budget. Now, the first couple times we did a budget, I literally slid a glass of wine. It was like, slide that glass of wine over to her because there were some tears. It was painful for her. I'd been doing it for a decade, and when I first started, I didn't like it either. But it works because everybody's got common language, and when we start communicating about the budget, which is the number one reason for divorce is money fights. That's right. Well, if we're clearing that out, we're putting ourselves on pretty solid footwork to actually make it through the race, okay? So we want to make sure that we have those meetings. And people can bring in, hey, I've got this coming up. We need to be able to fund this or that. And we can have those discussions and a dialogue so we can work through it. Now, if I was you sitting in this, watching this video, I'd look up Ramsey Solutions Financial Peace University. Reason being is that class alone is what I can put all of my success financially to, I can point everything there. Why I'm at the position I'm at now. Literally no debt except for the house mortgage, which should be paid off in the next couple of years. By doing so, I have no leverage. So no pandemic, no recession can actually kill me. I'm going to be able to take that money and really supercharge it to make it work for me for investments, investment properties, whatever it is, and be extremely successful. Okay? And that's what all the millionaires do that Ramsey Solution studied. And it was like over 10,000 people. 99% of them did not inherit their money. They did it by doing a budget. So you're on the right track. But I highly recommend taking this class. Why? Because it's 9 weeks of your life and it's going to teach you not only about budgeting, but also about how to understand insurance, different kind of investments, everything you need to know about finances. And it brings everything down to common language so even I could understand it. Okay? And it's just like $129 and it's for 2 people. So you can take it and learn from it and start applying everything right off the bat. And if you can do it with a group of people, because when people start talking and sharing stories, they start building bonds. And then you get a rooting crowd. We actually have a team rooting for us at that point when we're working with other people. So let's sit down, take that class, and get moving forward. Now, I don't get any money for this, and when I've led those classes, about 5 of them now, I gotta tell you, it's been so much fun helping people get out of debt. Now, if you have any questions about doing the budget with an Excel, I've got an example of an Excel spreadsheet I can share with you. Just reach out. I'll be glad to do so. Okay? If this video is helpful, hit like, share, subscribe. Send it to somebody that you think it might benefit. That's why I do these videos. Okay? We'll see you next time.